prove some innocence. 28th of February, 9:23 a.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Still can't pronounce that word. I don't think. Well, never expected this. Who'd have thought we'd be back here again so soon? We are on a study tour of Great Britain with the intention of learning the country's legal practices. In order to research the latest court procedures here, we need as much court experience as possible. Well, yes, I suppose that's true, but for the person in the dock, it may well be his or her one and only time in court, and it could be life-changing. In which case, treating it as research may seem a little crass. Oh, when you put it like that, you're quite right. Good morning. Is it? Yeah, George Joestar, how's it going, man? Ah, Mr. Natsume, good morning. Oh dear, are you alright? Your eyes are terribly bloodshot. The early bird catches the worm, as they say here in Britain. Yes, I've heard that expression. But I really don't want to catch a worm. I'm so tired, so I tried desperately not to wake up early, but I was so worried I couldn't catch a wink. And now I am absolutely exhausted as a result. Do all literary people take things so literally? Thank you for putting your faith in us today, Mr. Natsume. Ellipsis. I wish I had 9 lives. My whole future hangs on the balance. I'm too terrified to tremble. Really? Because I can feel tremors in the floor. I can't do this. I can't take it. Although, Logan student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Yeah? I caught a glimpse of the public gallery as I walked by the courtroom. It looked like the opening night of the opera. There were so many people. I had no idea my case was such a notorious affair here in London. Yeah, I think it's actually because of, the Reaper of the Bailey. Oh, neither did I. Do you know why that might be, Mr. Sato? I know. I'm sorry, Mr. Naruhodo, but I have no idea. So that all-knowing look on your face is just a coincidence then, is it? Don't hide the truth from me! It's because of the Reaper, isn't it? Yeah. I can't even remember his name because everyone's been calling him the Reaper. Oh, Zieks. Von Zieks. Okay. Lord Van Zieks. Oh, he just said it. I just recalled it and it was on the screen, so now I feel like an idiot. Is that right, Mr. Sato? I purchased as many different newspapers as I could this morning. Yes, evidence. Lord Van Zieks is on the front page of every one. I knew it. Sometime after the prosecution was dubbed the Reaper of the Bailey, he stopped appearing in court, it seems. It's been several years now, in fact, until the day before yesterday. Yes, Inspector Gregson told us something similar, didn't he? Forgot about that guy. The trial due days ago marked Lord Van Zieks' return to the courtroom after a very long hiatus. The trial of Magnus McGilded. Ugh, what a harrowing experience that was. We don't need to worry about that anymore, because he's dead. I believe that appearance made even greater waves here in the capital cities than today. But we wouldn't have realized, of course, having only just arrived in the country. Why is the Reaper back in the Bailey so soon for what appears to be a mundane murderer? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, he is dead. His trial's over. We can't get any more information from him. Like, I tried, man. He did it himself. Hey. I didn't kill him. He killed himself, pretty much. Or someone killed him, but I didn't kill him. I know I did. That's the question the papers are asking, and they're all speculating various answers. Mundane is the most significant saga of the century for some time of us. Oh dear, I mean no offense, Mr. Natsume. But that is how the papers are describing it. Well, lest we also forget the fact that it would spark an international incident. Obviously, the reappearance of this infamous prosecutor has caught people's attention, but there's another blatant similarity with the trial 2 days ago. Yes, I agree. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. It's you. Me? Well, I suppose that's true. Both times it is you who stands against the legendary prosecutor. It can only mean that you'd be friends with the Reaper! Please, I don't rub soldiers with Deathbringers. I'm afraid that there's really only one other explanation. It can only be another example, Mr. Naruhodo, of your uncommon bad luck. Well, I guess. Or it's fate. Thanks for that. Oh, this is just my luck. Why must I be represented by a man with such frail fortune? By the least lucky lawyer alive! Well, let's not forget that it was you, Mr. Natsume, who asked me to represent you. Yep, it's true that I'm just a student new to London, with little in the way of experience with skills or luck. But I promise you this. I will fight your corner until the bitter end. And I will believe in you, Mr. Natsume. Oh, benevolent locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. You're not alone with us, Mr. Natsume. Whatever happens, we will always be on your side. Oh, benevolent Miss Locum Assistant, Miss Mikitaba Esquires. I am in your debt forever! I shall never forget this great kindness for as long as I live! Mr. Natsume, counsel for the defense! The court session about to begin. Kindly make your way into the courtroom at once. Okay. Alright then, Mr. Natsume. It's time. Let's go. Yes! Yes. This is it. My second appearance in a British courtroom. And my second trial against the Reaper. Hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. Because this time, I won't let my faith waver. I'll believe in my client to the last. Just like you believed in me. I believe I can do this now. I'm ready for this fight! It's like Phoenix Wright. Can't wait for me to try your Mario Maker world. I'm actually thinking about streaming some Mario Maker next. So, yeah. See me fail at the 4th level? Hey, I can beat it. I can beat Mario Maker. Celeste I couldn't beat. But that was because it was the hardest level, and it was the final level, so. Alright, let's have a look. Oh, the maid is here again. Ah. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. When I heard the Queen, I thought they were talking about Queen Elizabeth that is around right now. And I was like, wow, she really has been around for a long time. No. That's a different one. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is fully prepared, my lord. Hey, some dude 67 Queen Victoria. Welcome to the stream. And I honestly don't think 99 levels to beat 10 levels. Well, we'll see. The defense is ready, my lord. The Nipponese are truly fascinating breeds. Don't say that. I'm sorry, what? Lord Strongheart has told me all about you. That you're a student who arrived in London but 2 days ago, a mere amateur. Do you have a point? Being a compatriot, you'll feel compelled to try to help the accused, I suppose. Typical Nipponese arrogance. Forgive me, but I don't believe arrogance is an appropriate description. Sato-san. After all, in our previous encounter, the defendant was found to be innocent. But he died. That's what he's gonna say. Did he not die after? Very true. The most fascinating, if dark, trial it was, too. The tragic conclusion came later, of course. Here's to the acquitted and his unfortunate, violent end. Well, yeah, you gotta give me some. If you're gonna say something like that, you have to offer me some at least, please. Thank you, counsels. I see both sides are in a fine fight. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are you ready to carry out your duties here in court as impartial members of the public? Oh, this dude's back. You'll never know where you might be down in your luck, but I believe it's a fair play for everyone. Now I must warn you, I'm rather more useless than I appear. This guy's back too. Oh, well, not me. You see is what you get. I'm a peace-loving fellow. I'm afraid to say. Wait, what was it? We just did her voice, and I can't remember what I did. I'm afraid to say it's quite possible that the mustache father did the deed. Come on now, what we waiting for? He did it anyway. Sorry, I didn't forget that. I'm gonna forget every single one of those voices. Very well, let us now proceed. Your opening statement, if you please. Here's the problem, though. We've got 3 pieces of evidence. And no, actually, we have one piece of evidence. Maybe two, if we can do something about where he was murdered. Like, if that comes up, like, where he was murdered, then we have two pieces of evidence. But if not, if that never comes up at all, this is all we have. And it's a receipt for books. And that's all we have. There's nothing we can do. We've got our badge, but we can't do anything with our badge. And its cousin was badge, not even my badge. Try to speak a woman's voice. Wait, try to speak a woman's voice with marbles in her mouth. Like, I can't even attempt it. Okay, let's just keep going. Let's do this. Your opening statement, if you please, Lord Van Zieks. Very recently, Great Britain signed an alliance with a rising power in the Far East. The accused in the dock today is a student from that same land, a certain Mr. Soseki Natsume. And while our country has extended its foreign student the warmest of welcomes, regrettably the kindness has not been returned. In fact, this student is accused of a most sinister act. Dude, come on, of plunging a knife into the back of an innocent woman who was doing nothing but walking down the street. It's disgusting. A knife crime? I'll tell you from bitter experience, those are the worst bloody oath they are. Just look at Swallow, the complexion and the sword, stature. Wait, no, that's the maid voice, I think. Japanese. Oh, well, let's get this over with. Come with me now, everyone. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Pray, forgive the discourtesy of smashing my hollowed chalice here in this great chamber. Allow me to call the first witness to the stand. It's kind of a Godot move, really. Just throwing your mug everywhere. Lead the inspector in, please. Hey, man. What's up, not Gumshoe? Your name and occupation, please.
Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector, the Scotland Yard.
Would you please summarize the events of the case for the court, Inspector? Van Zieks is referring to the treaty, the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Commerce and Navigation. I have no idea what that means. See, the thing about me, I'm not very smart. Oh wait, that's actually the person that was murdered. We didn't know that before, did we? Yes, we know now. Yeah. Victim of the case was found with a knife in her back. Luckily, the wound didn't prove fatal, but the woman remains unconscious in her hospital bed. Yes, so she's alive. So that's good. Oh wait, it's referring to the treaty that's taking place in this game, the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Commerce and Navigation. Was that a real thing? Because I don't know. I'm really not smart. But the reason is because they don't teach us everything in school. The only thing we learn about in school... Oh, okay, that's pretty cool then. But, yeah, like, they don't teach things in school. It's like, sometimes people don't know common knowledge, but I feel like instead of that being kind of, it doesn't mean I'm not smart. Okay, thank you. It just means I don't know. That's right. Because whenever... I don't know why I'm going on kind of a tangent right now, but, like... Whenever someone doesn't know something, people are like, man, you must be stupid. Maybe it's because they just didn't learn it in school, because school's not very good at teaching things that are useful. Ignorance is the world. Am I ignorant? I don't want to be ignorant. I don't think I'm ignorant. Okay, let's play the game.
The victim is thought to be a young woman in her 20s by the name of Olive Green.
Beg your pardon, Inspector. Thought to be. Wait, thought to be. Ignorant feels like such a bad word. Which is not stupid. I guess, yeah. Yeah. It does seem kind of like ignorance. Ignorance is bliss, that's what they say. Which I guess is true. In some scenarios. Man. If only we could fix the world's problems and make sure we all know things. I want us all to be on the same page. That's what I wish.
Yes, have been stabbed in the back with her attacker's knife. The victim fell unconscious. That was 3 days ago now, and she's been comatose ever since.
Oh. What? So they don't even know who she is for sure?
Comatose. I see. But her life is not in danger.
Ignorance of astrophysics. Fortunately, the Eastern student, the charge will not be of murder.
Pray elaborate on the details, Inspector. Sir, if I could ask everyone to look at this street map.
We have one of those. We can help. Alright. So that's Briar Road. And they were... So... The house we were in was the one that's behind the name Gregson right now.
As I mentioned, the incident took place 3 days ago at around 5 in the afternoon. It happened on the pavement running alongside Briar Road, a wide thoroughfare for horse-drawn vehicles. It had not gone long since stopped snowing as the victim, Miss Green, was walking down the street.
Yeah, you know, like random facts. Random facts are pretty crazy, man. I don't know why I just said that, but like, hey, everyone knows different things. You can know your weirdest thing could be completely different, or it most likely is completely different from my weirdest thing. I don't even know my weirdest thing.
Out of the blue, he was approached from behind by the accused and stabbed in the back.
Okay. But I think it was that dude with all the gems. All the gems.
Luckily, the young lady's life was spared, and she's currently being treated in one of the city's hospitals. But being unconscious as she is, we've been able to take a statement from her, of course. This is the case file, with everything we knew about the victim so far.
More evidence. Well, not evidence, but more things to use. Court will accept. Yep, we will. We sure will. File containing an overview of the case and details about the victim. She was found with a knife in her back and is currently in hospital, yet to regain consciousness. Okay. Isn't Deltarune Chapter 2 coming out today? Yes, it is, and I'm going to play it tonight. I'm not going to stream it, though, because I didn't stream the first one, but I am going to play it. I'll talk about it next stream when I play it. Not on stream, but I'll talk about it on the stream. The next stream I play after I play it. Yeah.
What of the weapon that was used? Sir, I have that right here.
Switchblade.
It was removed from the victim's back.
Ouch. That big thing is starting to make me scared to walk down the street now.
Shanked on a London sidewalk.
With a heavy blade like that, almost anyone would have been able to stab the poor woman. Even the scribed-looking Soken-san, or Soseki-san, I suppose. Jackknife? Is that what it is? I didn't know nothing about weapons, or knives, or guns. I know very little about. I know less about guns than I know about knives. A rather common or garden jackknife, I would say. Oh yeah, it is jackknife. Rather nondescript.
Thank you, Inspector. The court accepts this blade as evidence.
Jackknife has been entered into the court. Let's take a look at it.
Now then, what do we know of the motive?
Money or valuables, I presume? Well, no, I don't know. Have a look at this thing. Open it up. Watch your fingers. Okay, there we go. No blood on it, but as they cleaned it off. It's blunt. Well, not blunt, but there's a tips off of it. Look here, Mr. Naruto, it's just that at the tip, a small piece of blade appears to be missing. You're right. Well spotted, Mr. Sato. I wonder what could have happened to it. Yes, you don't think it could still be lodged in the victim, do you? No. Oh dear, I hope not. That sounds terribly painful. No, I doubt that. I don't know how it would snap off in her back, right? Want to become famous by followers, primes, and time to ban. Here we go. Ban. What was your name? Oh, Iv something. What? Oh wait, what is it? I don't even know the name. LV, is it? Yep, there it is. Boom. Gotcha. Vertebrae. Broken tip in the vertebrae. I don't think that they would. She could be. Well, make sure I have mods. I think my only mod that like chills. My only mod that frequently joins the stream is like sleeping right now because he's lazy. Quite common with cheap knives. I guess you'd be right, but is this a cheap knife though? They said it was like a heavy little thing. Look at this. Whoa! I don't use my mouse, but whoa! Look at that. I can. Okay. It looks like there's nothing else we can really look at. Just that the tip is broken. Keep that in mind. Details: young woman rendered unconscious following a stab wound to the back. Olive green female, stout build, early 20s. Pavement of Briar Road. Reporting officer Rolly Beat. That's a pun, I can tell, but I don't know what it is. The victim remains unconscious. Her name was gleaned from her personal effects. Other details are unknown. Apart from a single stab wound from the large knife, no other signs of injury were observed. The assailant was seen running away by the reporting officer and was successfully arrested the following day. Right. Yeah, it doesn't look too... Yeah, it doesn't look cheap, but it doesn't look expensive. That's right. Probably be sold $40, $100. Maybe. Back then, though, I have no idea. Guess we'll see. I'm thinking it wasn't cracked off in the attack. It was cracked off somewhere else. Because... Well, I mean, that's just what I think. There's no evidence behind it. Let's keep going. From what we can tell by looking at the woman's possessions, seems like she's a poor student herself. Hard to imagine she would have had anything much worth pitching, my lord. I see. Well, in that case, we are looking at some deep-seated resentment towards the victim. I'm afraid I couldn't say. Apart from visiting the second-hand bookshops, the defendant, Mr. Natsume, doesn't appear to get out that much. At this moment in time, we haven't been able to establish any sort of connection between him and the victim. Yes! That's right! I gotcha! 2 people with swords in the courtroom. Yeah, it's a different time. If theft and grievance have been ruled out as the motive, what reason could Mr. Natsume possibly have had for stabbing the young woman? Yet, you arrested the man in spite of that, in a totally unjustified and heavy-handed way.
Objection!
Objection! He was the only one... Okay, that's gonna stay in the wall. Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging a freshly uncorked bottle into the public gallery, but your words have soured as hallowed banquet. For it is you, my learned friend, who is being heavy-handed here. What? Scotland Yard does not arrest people without good cause. That should be beyond question. Inspector Gregson, the prosecution calls for your formal testimony. Explain to the court precisely why the constabulary came to arrest the Nepalese student. Yes, sir. So, I feel like we're not going to get any contradictions from him, but we're going to get information. As I said, it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred, and there was an unusually light fog. Visibility was reasonably good, and there was no one else about but the victim and the accused. Out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind and subsequently collapsed on the pavement. The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor. Those being a number of old books he just bought. He was on his way home from a bookshop, it seems. We do have this. A receipt discovered in Mr. Natsume's room for books that he had purchased from a second-hand bookshop before the incident. Okay, that was before... he was on his way home from a bookshop. Did he make it back? He had to have made it back. Or no, he didn't. I don't know. We'll see. It was a matter of working out whose books belonged to, and we found the bloke and arrested him. I thought it was that he was at the crime scene and he ran away. I guess they found the books. Okay. Do I like racing games? Eh, not really. Mario Kart. Old books, you say? Yes, my lord. I have a photograph of the scene of the crime taken immediately after the incident. Oh, yes, I can clearly see the knife in her back. Which you were referring. No blood, though. That's interesting. We'll take that photographic print as evidence, please. Okay. Take a look at this. Your Nipponese are a spineless breed, too cowardly to admit defeat. Denying everything despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. Well, Forgive me, Lord Van Zieks, but the defendant is not denying everything, as you put. She's very brave to just talk to him so casually like this. What are you doing, Mr. Sato? Do go on. Mr. Natsume has admitted to playing some part in the incident. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, now you mention it. When we visited him in the prison yesterday, he did tell us what had happened. He said, as I was walking along that accursed pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman wearing a green overcoat she was, and just as I went to overtake her... Shank. She suddenly let a little scream and collapsed into the cold, hot slabs of stone at my feet. I was terrified I had to get away from there, so I ran as far as my legs would carry me back to my lodgings. So he got back, okay. Green overcoat? Well, that's exactly what the woman in the print is wearing. Oh my, a photographic print in full color. What will the world come up with next? The defendant has done nothing more than admit he fled the scene of a terrifying incident. That does not mean that he's guilty of the heinous crime of stabbing the woman in the back.
There was nobody else there at the time, just the two of them. They can make it if they try, the victim and the accused. In other words, there was nobody else who could have possibly stabbed the woman. A fact that the accursed concedes. This cross-examination would prove to be pivotal, Counsel. Counsel? Proceed, please.
Yes, my lord. Nothing for it. I'll have to use this cross-examine to turn the tables here. It's our only chance. Alright. I've got a hunch. I can't completely remember what he said. 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred. Gotcha. Okay, gotcha immediately. Because, yeah. Wouldn't this be it immediately, right? Because that is 4:45. That's 15 minutes, so he got back before. So are they not his books? Unless I'm... I mean, because... No, because they... actually, no. Never mind. Because they said they found out who they belong to. Although that is a contradiction. 17th. When was the killing? I need to know. Why does it not say when she was killed? I need to know, or not killed, but when she was attacked. Can you I want to know. I think it was the 17th, right? Right? I think. Alright, let's just look around. Visibility was reasonably good, and there was no one else about but the victim and the accursed accused. Out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind and subsequently collapsed on the pavement. Can't deny that. The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor, those being a number of old books he just bought. He was on his way home from a bookshop, it seems. It was just a matter of working out who the books belonged to and found arrested him. Okay. Let's press him a little bit. I do want to present this first, but I'm going to get it wrong. Ludwig the Accursed, that's the only thing you can think of. I don't know. Light fog, did I do the wrong one? I think I did. Light fog, you said?
Well, light fog from London, you could see the opposite side of the street for once. Not much further, though.
That's light, that's light, is it?
Around these parts, yes. Not something I expect a Japanese fellow like yourself to know, of course.
I've heard that London is famous for its fog, but in my country, people usually imagine that it gives the city a rather beautiful appearance. How quaint.
Yes, well, it's not something us Londoners tend to romanticize, as I expect you can appreciate.
I see.
Now, this time of year, the fog causes a large number of accidents, especially when it's heavy. Sometimes you can't even see your own hand at the end of your arm.
Does it really get that foggy? I've seen some foggy weather, but I've never been that bad.
Indeed, the other day I was very nearly trampled by horses before I could see the carriage they were pulling.
This is such a something I should definitely remember to stop, look, and listen. However, on the day that concerns us, the fog was somewhat lighter than usual.
A fact no doubt lamented by the accused.
Yeah. Alright, weather doesn't matter. I think I did the wrong one. Oh, no I didn't. Oh yeah, okay, I did do the right one. It was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred. I swear that's a contradiction, right? But I don't want to... Right, I'm gonna do it.
Objection!
Come on! Well, I'm right! Am I? That reveals the damning inconsistently, that last statement. Damning, you say? Also look at you, Counsel. I see your trembling hand, your pallid expression, your perspirating brow. Huh?
It seems to me that is the damning inconsistency. With the misplaced confidence in your assertion.
Come on, it was... Man, the fog was due to a lot of smog from coal-burning heaters. Are you sure? Is that spoilers? You spoiling me? Because I don't want spoilers. Because this is my first playthrough, and I don't want to... Just know, though. Just know. I don't know if you did it, like, accident, but... I don't want to know any spoilers. We can discuss, but I don't want any, like, spoilers. No spoilers? Okay. You invited, sir. Yeah. Alright, I thought I was on a thing there because it said 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Reasonably good. There was no one else about the victim being accused. Out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind and subsequently collapsed on the pavement. Stop saying accursed. Accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor. Has no bearing on the case. Alright, that's good. Unless it does. No, I don't. No, the fog. I don't think the fog has anything to do at all. Unless we got like fireplace. Oops. Scattering his belongings all over the floor. Let's press that. Mr. Natsume's belongings?
I think you'll find it all there in the photographic print of the crime scene.
Are we sure that's not her books? Wait, no, what am I thinking? What am I thinking?
Yes, there's 3 books on the floor. That's right, my lord. Second-hand books they were. Irreparably damaged after falling from the snow, of course. The accused could easily have carried all 3 books in one hand, which means this other hand would have been free to wield a knife, for example.
He's very clever, isn't he? What do you mean? He's made it extremely hard for you to assert that Mr. Natsume had his hands full with his books. He's managed to close one avenue of escape we might have had before we even knew he was there.
You mean to say that the defendant was holding his belongings as he thrust the knife into the woman's back? That might have been what happened, my lord, yes.
He just bought on his way home from a bookshop, it seems.
Hold it!
The defendant apparently visits a second-hand bookshop on a daily basis.
Yes, so I understand. A shop full of old English literature. I commend the accused and the lofty subject matter of the scholarly channel. The bloke's room was stocked floor to ceiling with those musty old books.
Can you tell us more about the bookshop in question, please, Inspector?
Well, if I must, I'll have to ask you to look at the street map again, I'm afraid. Good. Bourbon Books. The closest second-hand shop of the accused lodgings in this place here, Bourbon Books. A little place on the corner of Briar Road and Meerschaum Streets. As it happens, the accused is currently living in his lodgings on the other side of Briar Road at the opposite end, which means it doesn't take a genius to work out the route he would have taken home.
Yeah, probably.
Something like this.
Isn't that basically a spoiler? What do you mean? Isn't what basically a spoiler? Something like this. What? Wait, that fog has nothing to do with the case? No, I don't think. No, I don't think. I think he was definitely there because he said he was, but I think someone else killed him. Oops. Nah, don't worry about it. It's alright. Just be careful next time. Alright, so we've got that now. I'm an idiot. I just realized. My first attempt at making a contradiction was saying that they were... The thing was at 5 o'clock and this was at 4:45, but that doesn't mean he got back at 4:45. That just means he got them at 4:45. Man. I concur with your conclusion, Inspector. The defendant would certainly have passed the scene of the crime on his way home from that particular shop. I don't doubt that. Mr. Naruhodo, I think that what the Inspector just told us could turn out to be of vital importance. Yeah, I agree. The most important point that the Inspector just made being... Bourbon Books?
Your books!
Bookshop's name. You got your books? Inspector Gregson, may I ask you a favor really quick?
What?
Would you kindly add the name of the bookshop to your formal testimony, please? I believe it may be of vital importance.
Maybe.
Oh, well, you know, I mean, yes. It can be very important. It's a very important clue. It actually is. Alright, well, not that I can see any of great significance, but please revise your testimony accordingly, Inspector.
Yes, sir, my lord. Whatever you say.
Could the man be Can the man be any more sardonic? Sardonic? That's a new word for me. I'll write that down. Bourbon books. Yeah, no, you weren't. No, he wasn't. Because you know why?
Objection!
Because objection. That's why. If I could just stop you right there, Inspector Gregson.
What is the sunshine? I'm a busy man, you know.
This is a receipt that we found in Mr. Natsume's room. It was issued on the day of the incident and details the purchase of 3 second-hand books.
You found that in the accused room, did you?
Yep. But the point is not where the receipt was found, but the name of the shop printed on it. Go on. This receipt was issued from a bookshop called Your Books. Here's the thing, though. Sardonic is grimly mocking or cynical. Okay. So I could say, like, listen to his sardonic tone. Using that sardonic tone with me. I like that word, but I'm not going to remember it because it's sardonic. It's kind of like sardines. Here's the thing, though. About this line of questioning, they still tracked down his books, right? Like, they knew these were his books, so he could have been returning some books to another place. That's my thought process. I'm not exactly sure, though. We'll keep going. Your books. Your books? Y-O-R-E, I presume. Yep, my lord. So Mr. Natsume did indeed purchase a number of books at a second-hand bookshop that day. However, the bookshop in question was not Bourbon Books.
Eh? What? Inspector, do you know of this other bookshop? Yes, sir. Your Books is another second-hand bookshop not far from Bourbon Books. It's just that, well, it's such a small place, I didn't think the accused would have known about it.
Yeah? But in fact, that is the bookshop which the defendant visited on the day in question. And this receipt proves it.
Yes, for what difference it makes.
That's really what his voice would be, wouldn't it?
Wherever the man purchases musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis.
I disagree. I mean, after all, I have the street map here if that may be of help. Oh, yeah, thank you. Have a look at this, please. If the defendant had been returning from Bourbon Books, yeah, he would have went down that way. Then yes, he would almost certainly have passed the place where Miss Green was attacked. However, if we take into account the fact that he was actually at another bookshop, Your Books, it may very well be that he wouldn't have passed that location at all.
Could that be true?
It rather depends on this other bookshop is, but I do declare it a possibility. Isn't that right, Mr. Lawyer, sir, what you just said? Absolutely. This absolutely could be right. Yeah, it could.
Inspector Gregson, where's this Your Books establishment?
It's on, like, the other side of the street.
Oh, well, obviously we looked into that.
It turns out that Your Books is right there. Well, in that case, that's a little... He could have still went that way. That's an equal distance. So... yeah, it doesn't really matter what way he went, unless he stopped at another place. Went east. Yeah, so that's... well, I don't know. Depending. We will see. And there you have it. As you can clearly see now... oh. Yeah.
My learned Nipponese friend is obviously in training to be a clown.
The way he regularly lives. Gotta wake up early tomorrow. You better get to sleep. But, clown. You're not a clown. You're the entire circus. This dude is 1,000 without a inch, without a little speckle of doubt in my mind. This dude is 1,000 billion% an ancestor of Miles Edgeworth. To your future career in the circus.
You put that glass down now and I'll put it down for you. I don't think I need to spell it out, but here we go. If the accused was coming home from Your Books instead of Bourbon Books, there's no doubt he still would have passed the place where the victim was stabbed.
I should play Tales of Arise I don't know, man. I'm replaying Final Fantasy VII Remake right now. And I'm playing Deltarune after, too. So, man. There's no doubt he would have... Well, actually, he could have went the other way. Depending. Finn's barking. I didn't even know he was here. I think he was returned here. Yes, thank you, Inspector. Allow me to reiterate from my learned, if somewhat slow, Nipponese friend. How many glasses has he broken today? Wherever the man purchased this musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis. Don't give up now. Believe in yourself. You had a whole speech about believing in yourself. As I suspected, you can't fool me, and I don't suggest you try. Well, what did I say? I had enough of this for now. I beg your pardon, terribly sorry, but would you mind repeating that? Mr. Naruto, we mustn't give up. Well, what do you mean? If the prosecution's assertion is correct, the members of the jury may very well decide that Mr. Natsume is guilty. Ah, she's absolutely right. We must consider the assertion put forward by the prosecution very, very carefully. They claim Saseki-san must have passed the location of the incident on his way home from your books, but we've got to raise an objection right now. The assertion just made by the prosecution is fundamentally flawed. I guess. Explain yourself, counsel. Uh-oh. Yes, my lord. You can see what I mean on this map. When returning from your books to his lodgings, Mr. Natsume could have followed the route suggested by the prosecution. However, that isn't the only conceivable route to take between the two places. That's what I'm saying. If the defendant used these streets, look what happens. He arrives back at his lodgings without passing the location where the victim was attacked. Yeah, okay. Talking back to a clown is a fool's errand, of course. However, I feel compelled to point that out. That route is what is commonly referred to as the long way around. Yeah? By you, maybe. Yeah, by you. When Ryunosuke spoke to Natsume at the prison, I forgot what Natsume said, about how he got home. I don't think he said anything. But I think he did say that he did run away. So I don't doubt that he did run into him. But he didn't kill him. Or I think he said that. It was a while since we heard it. Nicole Princess Knight, why would anyone choose to take the longer route home? Well, the answer is extremely simple. He wouldn't. In other words, the accused took the obvious route back to his lodgings, and is the obvious perpetrator of this crime. Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Why would he go to the longest bookstore away when he could have went to the closest? Gotcha. That's my objection. Yeah, I've got it. Obviously, we must ask the man himself. Ask Mr. Natsume which route he took home. I have already informed the court of the accused's response to such questioning. He claims he has no recollection. Huh? Well, that's right. As I've said, the bloke seems to spend his time outside, wandering aimlessly from A to B. And that day was no exception. He says he doesn't remember where he was or which route he took home. Yeah, because he just moved there like a week ago, right? So he wouldn't remember completely. I don't believe this. You gonna break another one? Break another one, do it. Break another one. You won't. I guarantee you won't break another one. I know you won't. Thank you, my learned friend. And suggest that we don't waste any more of the court's time by wasting aimlessly around the subject. Pray, what say you insightful jurors? But even if that is the case, the defense still... Is that him? No? You, huh? Oh, I agree with Lord Van Zieks. Yeah, I know you do. I hate you, because we accused you last time, and you're still mad. Wholeheartedly, in every way. What? I don't believe it. This is mean. We members of the jury are completely convinced now. You might be. It sounds like he might not have taken the direct way home. I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't doubt that he did walk past it, but he didn't do it. I guess there's no real way to prove that yet, huh? We're just gonna have to bluff it. We're gonna have to do the old Phoenix Wright bluff. Very well, in that case, I hereby call upon all members of the jury to present your findings to the court.
Guilty!
Guilty. Guilty.
You didn't...
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty. I'm sorry, but you didn't have voice lines last time. Objection! You didn't have voice clips last time. It would appear the jury's leaning is unanimous. Don't give up already. I hate this guy. Phoenix would never do this. He'd be knocked into a corner and he'd go, oh, this kind of sucks, but what color socks did he have on? Yeah. You remember that sock? It was yellow. Look at his socks now. That's right, red. That proves that it wasn't him. To the insightful members of the jury, I applaud your brave resolve. You serve Queen and country admirably. Mr. Naruto. No, not yet. This isn't over yet. Would Kazuma do this? Would Kazuma do this? I still have one last chance to sway the opinion of the jury. I have to tip the balance of those scales the other way. I have to turn this around. Somehow. Those are the eyes of a quarry, not yet willing to give up and die. That's right, put your band up. So I presume you've intended to wield your rights again in this trial. I don't like how he's, like, not moving at all, but his hand is... He's a vampire, definitely. Rights of the defense written into antiquated British law that should have been buried long ago. Sorry, got a little thing in my throat. Call it antiquified if you will, but it's the defense's prerogative to carry out summation examination of searches. Ooh, this again! Ooh, I like this part, I like this part, I like this part. Ooh, yes! In accordance with the letter of law, we shall proceed with the summation examination. Are the members of the jury ready, Mr. Foreman? Well, of course we're ready. I'm all too familiar with that Nipponese whippersnapper and his, uncussed refusal to throw away his ally. Very well then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Will you each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty? He was walking home. Okay, he's walking home, so what? Give me some more information. The jurors contention. For pity's sake, that little Nipponese oddity already admitted himself to indeed. Like the song. If he saw that a woman in green collapsed before his eyes, why then could it be the wait? If he said that a woman in green collapsed before his eyes, if he said that a woman in green collapsed before his eyes, why can it only have been the victim? The man wouldn't have gone around the houses in his way back from the bookshop, not in a wiener. So the poor woman was attacked from behind, was he? How dreadful. I really don't care. We can't just wrap this up now. We've got work to be doing. Your books, yes, they shop at. But bourbon books? They're not worth a visit. Okay. With only minor exceptions, the reasons for finding the defendant guilty are all too clear. No, they're not. Are you kidding me? When the stabbing occurred, only two people at the scene were the victim and the accused. Who actually noticed that, though? Can we get the person who actually legitimately noticed it? Get him in here, please. And the accused himself has admitted to seeing the victim in her green overcoat sink to the ground before his eyes. Why would he say that? Why would he... Well, I guess if he was like, yeah, I'm not getting out of this. Might as well try to get my sentence a little bit lower. Furthermore, we have heard from the inspector that the defendant had then fled the scene. I must say, I would have ample grounds to convict this man already. You're a bad judge. Oh dear. Even the judge appears convinced of Mr. Natsume's guilt now. Ugh, why did I have to run away like that? He have to run away like that. How are we supposed to believe in some phantom attacker that no one could see? With evidence. This is impossible. How can I possibly make a case for the defense? Mr. Naruto, this is no time for grumbling. What about your... He went on this whole speech about, like, believing. This guy, man. I keep going back and forth with him. I'm like, if you want to force the trial to continue, yeah, I know, I have to turn the tide. I must make the jurors change their minds. Well, 4 of them at least. Exactly. We have no choice. But forward. Actually, I guess he's not actually a lawyer. He's like practicing to be a lawyer. This is like his second case ever. Third, really, but...
You have the floor, counsel. Begin your summation examination.
Yes, my lord. Let's do this. I just need to keep this trial going somehow. Whatever it takes. Come on, Ryunosuke, you can do it.
Jelly examinations.
The defense is rebuttal. Okay, we got this.
For pity's sake, the little nippity does it here.
I forget how to do this. Okay, let's just talk to him. Excuse me, but aren't you...
Yep, that's right. I was in the witness stand myself just 2 days ago.
Yeah, I had a feeling I knew your face. Well, the side of it anyways. If I remember correctly, you're a banker, aren't you?
That's right. After the gold rush down under, I came back to London to work.
In the King's Court, Ryunosuke is acting as a barrister for Natsume. No idea what a barrister. Oh, I'm so stupid. Not stupid, I'm uninformed. This is what I am.
And it was all going swimmingly until you started fossicking around. Bruce Fairplay was a man of reputio.
You're purposely using all these fancy words to get me, aren't you? Sorry?
Don't think I've forgotten how you treated me the other day. You had me and that young hatter pegged as criminals.
Oh, well, you know, water under the bridge.
Now there's all sorts of rumors buzzing around. All the police have been badgering me non-stop.
Yeah. If I could turn back the clock...
Well, anyway, I don't know about the hatter, but at least I'm in the clear now. I'm free to make up my own mind about who's guilty and who isn't.
Thank goodness. Alright, maybe I might struggle to change this man's mind given our awkward history. Oh dear, I wonder what's become of Mr. First now. Well, he's here. There he is. He said he's got a woman in green clouds before his eyes. Why can it have been the victim? Why it can only have been the victim. You've got a greenish coat, I guess. Iris didn't really do much, did she? Maybe she's the culprit. No, Iris is the... yeah, there's no one else in green. I don't know what I'm thinking. Yeah, I don't know. The man could have gone around the,
Hold it!
It's you next. You can't deny that there are other routes Mr. Natsume could have taken back to your books. Oh yes, like you drew in the map, you mean? What was it? Calabash Road or something? Precisely. But it seems to me that what counts is whether the little Japanese fellow actually went that way or not. Well, yeah, that's true. And at the moment, there's no proof that shows he did, is there? Well, yes, that's true as well. But as I understand it, the accused himself doesn't remember which way he went, does he? Well, yeah, that's annoyingly true. Winter nights are dark and cold, so the way I see it, you'd want to get home as quickly as possible. Well, yeah. Why is this all true? So really, the only thing that makes sense is that he went home along Briar Road. I'm supposed to be convincing you here. I've given it a lot of thought, you know. I didn't just make up my mind on the whim like he did. I mean, if there was some logical reason why he might have gone to the Calabash Roadway, it'd have been different. I'd be happy to reconsider my position in that case. Honest, I would. The reason why Sasaki-san might have taken the longer way home. Yes, a good reason. I don't imagine you'll be able to sway this young man's opinion without one. Sorry, so we need that. Today you realize you'll be 20 soon by looking at pictures of me long ago. It's so weird. Yeah, man. Aging is weird. Like, especially since 2020 is like it didn't even happen. It's like, that's a whole year of my life gone, and it feels like it didn't even happen. The poor man was protected from behind. Was she dreadful? I don't really care. Can we wrap this up now? I got work to be doing. You're not going to help me at all. Your books, nice shop. Bourbon Books, it's worth a visit. Check out the court record. I don't know. Calabash, he could have went... How can we prove to Mr. Timothy... I assume his name is Timothy. His name isn't Timothy. Timothy, I know that. Let's think. Why would he have gone that way? I don't think I can prove anything right now. Can't prove anything right now. Just gonna have to talk to them all. Hey, sorry. Fold it, you say? Fold what? No, what I said was hold it. What I wanted to ask was, do you visit your books often? Sad to say that the pandemic crisis is not over due to ongoing coronavirus. Yeah, like the Delta. I think there's like another one now too. It sucks, but just we gotta wear our masks if we go out. Get vaccinated if you haven't already. I know some people are like, no, don't get vaccinated. Look, it's not gonna kill you. You'll be good. I don't want to say that because I feel like that's like a ligma thing. Unless that is what it's called. I can't remember what it's called at all. It's time for you to get ready to stream again sooner or later since college is starting soon. You gotta get back into it. There are a bunch, but yeah, we do gotta get safe. And even if the vaccines don't completely protect against those variants, you still gotta wear a mask and just stay home if you can. If you can't, then wear the mask. Even you can wear the mask. I learned that from Spider-Verse. Very good movie, by the way. College full time now. Well, I wish you luck with that. That's gonna be pretty tricky. Not necessary to wear a mask. I recommend wearing a mask anyways. A day trader. Cool. What does that do? What does that do? I'm such an idiot. I'm such an idiot. Oh, always at home. Yeah. I wish I was always at home. My time off, I'm always at home. Which is a lot of the time. Alright, back to the case. For what I'm trying to say, if you're going out, wear a mask. Even if it's not necessary to wear a mask, I really recommend doing it because it's a lot better than not wearing it at all. And it is still rampant in the world, so careful. I like old books that they have there. Yes, I enjoy reading them over a nice cup of old tea. That's my daily routine. You say same thing every day, including the day you're all talking about. Wait, same thing every day. And wait, I'm stupid. Mask thing is the thing. Yeah. And at what time do you visit your books on the day in question? Well, I was picking out books. Maybe he was stabbed. He's got a green coat. I was picking out books all afternoon, and it would have been just before 5 that day. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're talking about. Why does he sound sick? Just before 5, you say? Exactly when the victim was attacked. Sure about the time? Oh yes, no mistake there. I remember it well. I'm not about to forget that day in a hurry, not after the dreadful time I had. What do you mean? But I was walking down Calabash Road when I slipped on the ice and ducked my head. It's always worse of... He was him! Is that... Could our client have seen this guy? Big. That's big. It's more slippery. Knock myself clean out, I did. Really thought my number was up. Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. This happened on Calabash Road? That's right. We live in Cornpipe, you see. I'm not even doing an accent because I'm doing this. Heading down Calabash Road is the quickest way for me to get back from your books. Jar number 6, I must insist. That you add that information to your formal statement. It may very well be extremely significant. Sorry? Extremely sick? No, I'm quite alright now. No. I'm doing this indeed. I got it. I got him. Baby, I got him, baby. I'm excited now. I'll never finish your Mario Maker levels. Yeah, but that's different. Look, I can. Since it's shivered down my spine to hear the members of the jury so convinced of Mr. Natsume's guilt. But I can't help feeling that some of their opinions are rather subjective. I agree. The irrelevance of what some are saying sends a shiver down my spine. Still, at least some of their assertions don't actually incriminate Mr. Natsume of anything. That's something. Must use that to advantage, Mr. Naruhodo, cunningly. Yep, you're right. Let's get the jurors again. Let's listen to the jurors again. And if any of their assertions are at odds, I'll pit them mercilessly against each other. Mercilessly against each other. Don't hold back, pit them against each other. Yeah. We got it. So I'm gonna do this lady. Wait, no, not you. A woman in green collapsed before his eyes. No, yeah, that's right.
Gotcha. These two statements are clearly... 1 minute. You missed the Mario craze. You were young during the Pac-Man craze. Oh, man. Well, Mario's pretty great. It's not too late to get into Mario. Mario games are great. Odyssey's great. Galaxy, extremely good game. If you can play it, I really recommend it. If you can get a copy or like even emulate it, it's a beautiful game. Same as 2. So amazing. Not for everyone, but for me, favorite game of all time. Those two statements clearly show a flaw in the juror's reasoning. A flaw? What are you talking about, counsel? Basically play Odyssey. I didn't say that. I said play Galaxy. Well, juror number 2, juror number 6. My, whatever do you mean, sir? He can't even hear us. Play some RPGs. If you want an RPG, Persona 5 Royal. Absolutely amazing game. I think perhaps the old man didn't hear you. Unbelievable. It's not like I was loud or anything. There's at least one fact of which we can all be sure here. The bookshop receipt found in the defendant's room clearly indicates that on that day of the attack, he had been to your books and purchased a number of secondhand titles. He then returned home on foot. But the man says he has no recollection of his return journey. Play Persona 3 and 4? 5 is beautiful. I've played 4, haven't played 3. I think eventually I want to play it. But the last part of Persona 5 Royal, it's so good. And I wish I could talk about it, but like there's no one I can talk about it. There's no one I can talk to about it because no one has played it and I don't want to spoil anyone. But it's oh my god, it's incredible. That's correct. But what he does remember is seeing someone appear in front of him on the way. Someone in a green overcoat suddenly collapsed on the pavement before his eyes. Yes, we are all aware of this young poor woman who was stabbed, obviously. No. Wait, hang on. You're gonna make a big video of Persona as a playthrough for YouTube, you know, the spoilers, and I was like, meh? No. Persona 5 Royal. I'm telling you, you don't know. It made me think about my morality. I was like, oh my god. I've never thought so hard about a game before. Insane. I love everything about this. I didn't like how it kind of dragged on a little bit. And there was one character that I was like, you're kind of put in for like, just because. Alright, can we really, alright, enough, we gotta do this. Can we really be sure of that, madam? My, whatever do you mean? I'm sure you heard juror number 6's account of what happened to him on that day. Slipped and fell. That same afternoon, there was somebody else apart from the victim, who was wearing a green overcoat, and who fell over on the icy streets in the neighborhood. Oh my! My goodness, you mean... That's right. I'm referring, of course, to hard of hearing juror number 6. Are you really suggesting that the person in the green overcoat with whom the defendant saw collapsed in front of his eyes was this jolly old gentleman on the end of the bench here with me today? That is entirely possible, yes. After all, the old man had a somewhat similar build to the victim. You bought me Tales of... I gotta play games, man. I've got too many games to play, man. I keep starting games and I can't. RPGs are long, man. RPGs are so long. Had a somewhat similar build. Well, look at that. My goodness me. Nah, I'm sorry you need a pee. Stop it. He was cross-dressing at the time as well. Yes! And crucially, we all know precisely where the old man in green overcoat fell. On Calabash Road, yeah. Therefore, the person who Mr. Natsumi saw collapsing in front of him was in fact juror number 6. It means that the defendant must have taken the long route back to his lodgings. And if that's true, then clearly the crime scene on Briar Road where the woman was stabbed was not on his way home. Oh my. You idiot old man, if you hadn't been so daft as to be roaming around there, would have been boxed off hours ago. And really, what are you thinking wearing such a bedoofling coat? What did you say to me? Is it a crime for the elderly to walk these street days? It's a crime to step on the ice. It's a crime to keep up with the lifestyle to wear a beautiful green overcoat, is it? My lord, I do hope it won't cause any inconvenience, but... You'd like to change your leaning, I presume? I do declare that I would. I should like to call for a verdict of not guilty.
Oh, thank you.
And I would too. What? Is it a crime to change your mind? Is it? Well...
Boom. I want to hear you say not guilty. Not just guilty. Even if it's just like the other guilty voice clip, but you just put like a not, so it's like not guilty. We're getting there. 2 out of 4. That's a 1/3. 1/3 of everyone is for not guilty. Oh well done, Mr. Naruhodo. That was wonderful. That's why commas are important. Well, we managed to change a couple of minds at least, and strengthen our position somewhat. Yes, and it will prompt the other members of the jury to reconsider their stance as well. They'll be asking themselves if their current leanings are really right or not. Take that, Van Zieks. Yeah, man. Except he doesn't say anything about it. He just sits there and waits. If only we could just identify one more clue or discrepancy that would make them stop doubting Mr. Natsume. Yeah, Van Zieks is like, he just stays quiet and then he shows up, or he's like, actually, you're an idiot because, it's this tiny thing. He's like, he's such a lazy prosecutor, but he ends up doing really well. I don't know why. Like with Edgeworth, he's like, I was waiting for this. So check this out. Updated autopsy report. The usual British stiff upper lip. This game really isn't for you. That's not for everyone. I think I do prefer the originals, but I don't know. This one is very different from the originals, so maybe I'll tip the balance here. That's exactly what we got to do. Takes so long. This one does seem like weirder pace than the other ones too. Van Zieks is looking to bring this trial to an early conclusion. That's what we have to prevent by whatever means we have at our disposal. There's also the fact that I'm like reading it all out. Whereas when I played the other ones, I would like just play it and do things. So yeah, you're already done. So we've already pressed you. I think we pressed you. We gotta press you now. I haven't played the original. They are very good. I love them. First, I don't know what my favorite out of the original trilogy is though. I think I like the first one the most actually. The second one's really good. I really like the last case in the second one. The third one, it's like every single case is connected, and I really like that. But I don't know. I like how they're all like individual cases and not all tied together. I don't know. Only played some Professor Layton games. I like that pacing more. Well, yeah, it's not for everyone. This is like a visual novel, so it's definitely not for everyone. Whatever is the matter, young man? You're wife of Mr. Garadeb, aren't you? The landlord who rents Mr. Natsume's room. The master's wife? Where'd you get that? Sir, I'm the maid, you understand? She's keeping up that charade. Ugh, this is gonna be awkward. Why didn't you mention this yesterday? That you've been selected for the jury in this trial, I mean? Well, I was told not to mention it to anyone until the day of the trial, you see? It was in the letter I received. The instructions were very clear, so I'm afraid I had no choice. I see. Anyway, Mr. Natsume, the defendant, takes lodgings in your master's house, doesn't he? Yes, that's right. Although he's not been a little over a week now. And in that time, surely you must have taken stock of his character. Does Mr. Natsume look like the kind of man who would commit a crime such as this? Oh my goodness me, yes, he's just the sort. What? Spending all this time in the dark and dingy room spotting that unscrupulous mustache. The man never speaks! Don't get me started on those shifty eyes. All the neighbors are talking about him. He does look kind of sketchy, but he's just nervous. You have to check them out, no spoilers. Oh yeah, they're really good. They're on Steam. Got that. I think it's on like all major, like everything. I know it's on the Switch, it's on PlayStation. I don't know if it's on Xbox. I think it might be. And it's on Steam. I've heard of them, you know. People think it must be building a bomb in there or something. Whoa. Oh dear, poor Mr. Natsume. How can people say such things about him? You have Steam? Alright, good. Nice. He's just a harmless bookworm, nothing more. Well, wait, that's the wrong voice. Well, you just called him a worm, so... Anyway, I'd better be careful about inviting this maid to speak. She said enough damning things already. Damning things. They were on your wish list, but this game killed your interest. Hey, you got it. Hey, don't knock it till you tried it, man. Don't knock it till you tried it. You gotta. The originals are. I think the originals are a lot better, in my opinion. This is good too, though. I really don't care. Wrap this up now. No. Give me some. A man's life is on the line here, sir. This will take as long as it takes. I feel like in this game, there's a lot like in the courtroom. It's you raise an objection, and then there's a lot of speaking in between the next like objection or like different thing. I feel like in the originals or in the original trilogy, there's a lot less time between that. It's also in the modern day, so you know, don't get clever with me now, son. But I just like messed up my voice. I don't know what that was. Whoa, that was weird. My lips on the line now, choose our families. Ah. The likes of you wouldn't understand, but a laborer like me can't afford to take the time off. If I don't work, I don't eat, neither do the wife and the kids. Oh, I see. That must be very hard. It must also be very hard to change your voice on the fly like that. I go to a union every morning, find out what it needs doing. You're late and you're working tough and just tough. This time of year, there's water and gas supplies pipes bursting left and right, and center. They're after cheap labor getting roads laptops and it's time for no till dusk it is. So you were out digging up the roads on the day of the incident as well, were you? In the others, are you in a Japanese court? It's interesting because it's like localized. So there's a lot of like Japanese-looking things in the game, but they say it's America. So like the assistant, the assistant of Phoenix Wright always talks about hamburgers, but in the original, she always talks about ramen. So they were like, what do the Americans like? Hamburgers, that's right. So I guess technically it's like American, but it's America. That's right, America. In fact, if I remember rightly, it was just round the corner from where it all happened, by that old bookshop it was. Wait, what? Another coincidence? That's right, Mishika Street, or Mershwamsham Street it was. Japan American. Yeah, Japan America. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Michigan Street? On the map, Mr. Naruhodo, there are only 3 named streets. Juror number 5, I need you to add that information to your formal statement, please. What's the point of that? Can we get... Yeah, whatever. Yeah, just do it, and then you can go home. Do it, and then you can go home. I'll do it, then. Yeah. Weevu country. On the day it happened, digging up street. Okay, let's pit someone against someone else. Digging up... So... Yeah, this one, because the street was being digged up, right?
Objection!
Yeah, let's try that. The two statements are clearly at odds with one another. At odds, counsel? Explain yourself. Please don't point. It wasn't me, I swear. Yeah, what? I just want to get this done and dusted. Well, juror number 3. Oh, me, sir? What do you mean? Juror number 5's words just now are extremely significant. Let's just take a moment to consider the implications of what's been said to our map on the local area. Okay, on the day in question, Mr. Natsume visited this bookshop to purchase a number of secondhand books. And on the same day, we now know that there were works being carried out on Mercer Street, making it impassable. Which means that the defendant's route home could not have taken him along Mercer Street and down Briar Road. Oh, yeah, of course! What do you think, sir? Well, yes, you can't argue with that, really, can you? Must have had a good 2 yards or more of the pavement up. Every gentleman and gentlewoman came along and had to turn back and the other way around. You still think I should watch Detective Conan? Can't right now, because I'm watching... Oh wait, did my audio break? Audio break? Audio break? Did audio break again? Everything's frozen. Enjoying my terrible accent of Great Ace. Wait, you are? That's good to know. Unless my audio's dead. I don't think it is. Nope. Okay, we're good. Alright. I think I should watch... Yeah, I'm watching Full Metal Alchemist right now, so I don't really want to watch anything else because I need to focus on that. Apparently, I've almost streamed 500 hours on Twitch, which ain't a lot. That does, hey, that's as many subscribers as I have on YouTube, which hit recently. Okay, back to the game. I need to focus on my stream, actually. Switch to OBS Studio? Well, I'm on Streamlabs right now, but I don't know, I feel like that works for me. I don't know, I might have to. We'll see.
Every gentleman and gentlewoman came along had to turn back and go the other way.
Oh, I gotta do these now. There you go. So, the only conclusion is this. The defendant must have taken the longer route to his lodgings. Yes, I suppose he must have. I suppose, some dude. Thanks for following, I appreciate it.
I suppose that must be right, huh?
Juror number 3, you said the following. The man who wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop. But Streamlabs is really bad at the moment. I know, everything is frozen right now, except for the actual stream. We see now that he had no choice. Yes! My lord, Mr. Judge, sir, if I may, I would switch to OBS, but then I don't want to like fix all of my scenes and stuff unless I can move all of my Streamlabs scenes to OBS, which I don't think I can do. I think it's only the other way around.
Yes?
I don't think in all good conscience that I can say the man's guilty now. Yeah, that's right. Yes, I'd like to see this trial continue so I can get to the bottom of what really happened. Bunk. Well, we're good now. What about you, sir? Scenes. Yeah, all my scenes. I want to keep all my scenes. Who, me?
Well, alright then. If there's a hole in the prosecution's argument, it should be filled in, that's what I say. Well, that summation examination has concluded with a rather large shift in opinion. The ayes 2, the noes 4, so the noes have it. Not guilty, they say.
Wait, everything takes a few minutes because of the gameplay and mic. No, I've got a lot more than just the gameplay and mic, and I don't want to mess with it.
Which means we don't have a consensus among the members of the jury. The trial will continue, we did it!
Objection!
Oh, okay, I just got up to jump and dance around, but... Alright, guess I'm sitting back down again. What do you got to say now? Okay, that's glass number 4, I think. It could seem churlish of me to drink from my hollow chalice moments after raising an objection. Only to crush it in disgust. Pray forgive the discourtesy. I have a lot more that I don't use. Yeah, but I might use them someday. It's like when you have, like, you buy a thing. It's like, I don't want to get rid of it because I might use it sometime. Alcohol abuse. Yeah, and glass abuse. Lord Van Zieks. It seems I must retract my earlier remark. What do you mean? I mistakenly credited these jurors with intelligence by describing them as insightful. Yet we have just witnessed them failing for a cheap trick performed by an Eastern entertainer. Whatever do you mean?
Objection.
Objection is what I mean.
I haven't tricked anyone. Everything I've said is the truth.
Indeed. Stalwart juror number 5 is undoubtedly repairing the road as he claims. I believe you said it was a good 2 yards of the pavement which you had excavated, sir. That's right, it took me a whole day, and they bitted me a measly 2 for it. Now, my learned Nipponese friend, tell me. Do you have any notion of the distance that 2 yards represents? Well, if I'm honest, I don't have a clue. It's not that far. 2 yards is a little less than 2 meters. Less than 2 meters? That's not much at all. In other words, a distance readily vaulted by anyone of moderate vigor. Would you not agree, my stalwart friend? Me? Well, I can't say you're wrong. Oh. What? And did you perchance erect a sign to prevent pedestrians from passing the site of your works? Well, I wouldn't dream of it. Oh, waste of time. No coaches would have stopped hope of passing by anyway. We just turn in gentlefolk back when they came. Come, kids jump right over us all the time. The accused is no gentleman, as far as I can see. I have little doubt, however, that he could spring over a 2-yard trench in his meanderings around town. Is it true, is it? No, but, I mean, yeah, but still, I don't think...
The incontrovertible truth is that... Wait. Incontrovertible truth is that the books just purchased by the accused were found at the scene. There can be no doubt that on his way back to his lodging, Mr. Natsume walked down Briar Road. Crushed in a single sentence. And, old man... Go on, man, you can talk. You say that around 5 o'clock on the day in question you slipped and fell on Calabash Road. Pray, was there a suspicious-looking Nipponese behind you at the time? Oh, I can't say as I remember. You're passed out, stupid. You're passed out, stupid. You don't remember? Because you just passed out, stupid. Two pence. You got just 2 pennies. 2 pennies, man. A tuppence is 2 pennies? Man. We don't even have pennies in Canada anymore. How about a wager, my learned friend? You can say that an old man was what the accused saw, but I would lay 1,000 to 1 against you being able to prove it. Arg. Bang. Order, order! Lord Van Zieks, explain yourself. My lord, if you had such a treacherous argument up your sleeve, why in the world did you not prefer during this Summation Examination? I wanted to give this young foreign student the sightseeing experience he no doubt came for. I wanted to see it for himself, while the opinion of the jury is readily swayed. But my hospitality has its limits, and they have been reached, I feel. Uh-oh. So, my learned friend, today's sightseeing tour of London is now over. What? What are you talking about? My lord. The prosecution requires permission to call its next witness to the stand. Granted. Bailiff, bring forth the witness. Its next witness? We haven't even had one. Mr. Naruhodo, do you not remember? We've been told on several occasions that there were eyewitnesses to the incident. Yeah, I remember. One of them being Scotland Yard's policeman, no less. I'm afraid it's likely to be the prosecution's next witness. Alright, no matter who Van Zieks brings to the stand as his witness, and no matter what they say, I believe in Saseki-san. I know he's innocent, and I'll keep believing it to the very end, until this battle is over. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. Witness, please state your names and occupations for the court. So, we've got a young child who is probably 29, and we've got like the same dude who's on the jury right now, but he's very sleepy, and he's eating his strap of his thing. He sounds like he goes. Oh my.
Constable Rowdy Beast, sir, this is the report in the streets, sir.
And I'm Miss Beat. Patricia's my name. I'm proud to say this young town's hero's wife. What's the story here? Well, in truth, we've not been married long. In fact, we celebrated our first anniversary only the other day. No. It was your husband I was asking about. He seems tired. Hardly surprising. Whilst being an honorable occupation, patrolling to beat is the most demanding work in the world. Oh, really? I'm sure I've heard that before, actually. Indeed, apart from the rare days off, our gallant officers trudge some 20 miles a day, you know. What is that emote? They patrol boarding houses and pubs, collect taxes, serve the streets, check the meters on the reading true, and they're responsible for keeping the streets clean and lighting and extinguishing our streetlights. There are a number of items on the list that don't sound much like policing duties at all. We were told about this earlier by Mr. Detective Man. I wouldn't just be falling asleep on my feet. I'd have collapsed long ago. But it goes without saying that the policeman's primary duty is the apprehension of criminals. Even when he's off duty, a constable is expected to investigate and resolve any crimes on his beat. For the London Bobby is a man of honor. and a man of slumber. On the day in question, this man and his wife were walking down Briar Road in the opposite direction, and they witnessed the incident as it occurred. Is that not correct, Mrs. Beat? That's right, sir, isn't it, Rolly?
A constable Roy Beale, sir. Nothing report the street, sir.
What a great witness he's gonna be. I like how his theme song keeps cutting out because he keeps getting interrupted. I'd like to hear from your formal testimonies now, please. You will tell the court exactly what you saw in the afternoon of the incident.
Yes, sir.
There, it's cut out again. Oh, I love this guy. He's my favorite. What the witness saw. It was our wedding anniversary, and Rolly was taking me out for a meal. There was no time to change after work. Anyways, two silhouettes appeared in the fog in the pavement in front of us. All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor. Then the other scattered something before running off. We ran straight over, of course, and we went to help at a nearby police box. It was definitely that Japanese man in the dock. Rolly and I both saw him as clear as day. But it was foggy. Well, this is extremely compelling testimony, I must say. Oh dear, this policeman and his wife are claiming to have... What do you mean this... No, this wife and his policeman... Wait, no. This wife and her policeman are claiming to have positively identified Mr. Matsumi at the scene. If the testimony is true... the altercation that caused the events established in the Summation Examination will be quashed. It's death knell, in fact. Thank goodness. Because the alternative was never viable in the first place. What an unfortunate chanting. And on your wedding anniversary, too. Oh, I know. But I still managed to go out for the evening with my man. I thank the Lord for that. Gosh, the life of London Bobby sounds very hard indeed. Indeed. Wait. Indeed. However, this cross-examination will be over in minutes. You may as well have time to rest this afternoon. What do you mean by that? My learned friend, the witness saw the face of a man fleeing the scene. They are testifying on an oath that it was without a doubt the accused, Mrs. Soseki Natsume. Wow. And one of these witnesses is a policeman, no less, so you appreciate the gravity of the situation, I'm sure. And there's the rest of them. Okay. Except that man's so tired, his wife has to do all the talking. There's nothing wrong with that. I can hear music. I'm gonna hack into the mainframe and turn it down myself, because I'm awesome. Hang on, let me hack into the mainframe. Hacking in to the mainframe. Hacking. Got it, hacked into it. Enough primal. Counsel for the defense. Comments on the cross-examination, please. Yes, my lord. Okay, let's get him. It's instantly. I'm not even gonna I'm not even gonna waste any time. What the witnesses saw? Alright, here we go. Got this. It was a wedding anniversary and Rolly was taking me out for a meal. There was no time to change after work. That doesn't matter. Anyways, two silhouettes appeared on the fog and the pavement in front of us. Two silhouettes appeared out of the fog in the pavement in front of us. That may be important, but we're gonna skip it for now. All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor, then the other scattered something before running off. Was that something? Books? I think it was. We ran straight over it, of course, and then went for help at a nearby police box. Where was the police box? Tell me where the police box was. Was it your husband who went to fetch help? No, I went. I may not be a police officer myself, but I am a proud wife of one after all. Isn't that right, my darling?
What? Oh, yeah, that's right. I am Miss Vertigo. I was off duty by that point, but the Bobbies never showed off duty because so I felt obligated to stay and guard the scene.
Very laudable. I thought it was laughable. Very laughable, Mr. Beat. Preserving the scene of a crime is a task for considerable importance.
That's why I said precisely. See, I told her we were to find the right police box.
Forgive my ignorance. But what do you mean exactly by the right police box?
Depends on the crime application. See, as who deals with it. Whether the woman was stabbed wasn't actually on my beat. So I told Patricia on the way to the police box this beat and the incident fell over so she could go and report it. I think I said it at the end.
I ran there as quickly as I could, and I asked for help in the Bobby's return. There's nothing more potent than a young couple in love working together, you know. He just jerked like a crazy lad. And thanks to your swift response, the case was quickly resolved. The actions of 2 model citizens. Oh, please, you're making us blush. Isn't he, darling?
Yes, sir. What President said, sir.
He's very tired. Let's move on. I like the fact that she has a cold. Does she have a cold? Or does he have a cold? Does someone have a cold? I need to see it. It looks like he has a cold. I don't know. She is sketchy. She killed him. Culprit. Nope. No. Gem Dude is the culprit. Weird Gem Dude is the culprit that we saw. There's definitely the Japanese man at the dock. Rolly and I both. Do you really think? Oh, my voice acting thing. Yeah. It's a cold. It's like a cold. Maybe I just have a cold. Maybe I have a stuffy nose like this. But surely, Mr. Naruto, Mr. Naruto went on he's in court and he's like, but surely you wouldn't have been able to see his face by the light of the gas street lamps, would you? We absolutely would. Us Londoners have exceptional eyesight, I'll have you know. Right. The light from the street lamps is more than enough. And my husband already told you that fog was only light, didn't he? Yeah. And what of the fog? We're famous for it across the globe, I believe. It's an absolute menace to those who have to live with it, of course. Oh, it is. When it's thick, you can't even see the hand in front of your own arm. Yeah, alright, I take your point. Now, could you stop shaking your husband around? The constant fog makes our eyes very sharp, you see. That's why we can tell you for sure and certain that it was the little Japanese man we saw. Can't we, darling?
Yes, sir. What? Oh, yeah. It was the accusing mistake. The mustache, the hunchback, and cat-like eyes, the top mouth, and the snub nose. Unmistakable, sir.
As far as this couple's testimony is concerned, there can't be any question. It was the Seki-san they saw running away from the scene of the crime. So that's it, is it? That's their entire testimony? They're sharing... Are they really? That's adorable. I need to see it next time we go around. What do you think, Mr. Naruto? Well, I hate to admit it, but on hearing the testimony, it really does seem as though Mr. and Mrs. Beats saw what they saw. Mr. Natsume running away from the scene on Brea Road that day. Yes, I feel the same. So if that's true, where does it leave us? It leaves us in the position that we know that they're lying. We gotta figure something out. Actually, maybe they're not. We gotta see. The members of the jury are sure to call for a guilty verdict after this testimony. Oh, no. Then what do we do? We gotta stop that from happening. If Kazuma-sama were here... What are you trying to say? I think you would try to find a contradiction somewhere else within the testimony. What do you mean, somewhere else? The statement about seeing Mr. Natsume is, unequivocal. Calling that into question won't help. But if you could identify some other part of the testimony which appears to contradict the facts, you may be able to discredit them to make the... Yeah, alright, we got it. Yep. Alright. Put simply, we must focus on finding the discrepancy in these statements somewhere. If we don't, I'm afraid the trial may reach an early and unfavorable conclusion. Why do I always seem to be so up against it? Alright, we got it. So... Oh, are they? Actually, I don't even know if they are. I don't know. Wedding anniversary. There was no time to change after work. 2 silhouettes appeared out of the fog in the pavement in front of us. One of them collapsed on the floor. The other scattered something before running off. We ran straight over, of course, and went for help at a nearby police box. It was definitely the Japanese man with the dog. We don't know where the police box was. I wish I knew where that was. I'm thinking, got to think, I've got to think now. I've got to think very hardly about this because I don't want to mess up my game because if I... Well, actually, there's not... We got 4 chances. Might want to press him a bit more. I'm going to press him all. It was our wedding anniversary. Rolly was taking me out for a meal. There was no time to change over work. Alright, what time to get off of work? No time to change after work, you say. Are you also a member of the police, Miss Bird? Oh, no. Oh, no, sadly not. It's a job for strapping young men only. Women, children, and the elderly can't even apply. Well, I think you can probably see why children and the elderly can do the job, can't you? I think Rolly looks so handsome in his uniform. It suits you down the ground. It suits you down the ground, doesn't it, darling?
What? Oh, yeah, I just finished my beat. Pat and I were heading back to the station. I was actually planning on getting changed there.
Is he talking in his sleep? This is creepy. Oh no, Rolly, I much prefer you in your uniform. Sometimes I don't recognize when I see you in plain clothes. Oh dear, it doesn't seem healthy. Kindly adhere to the point. You were going for a meal after you finished your beat for the day, correct?
Yeah, that's right, sir. Yes, although I was fit to drop, to be honest, after spending a whole day on my feet. I will listen by my life, sir. As long as I'm the proud owner of this, I'll serve my city and my queen to the end.
Give me that. Put it in the court record, please. What is that now?
My warrant card, sir, proves that I'm a London copper. It has the noble family principles of the force written on it. As a reminder of all the policemen, it's royal duty.
Let's see your hours, then.
Show the streets of London up, down, and hold the peace in the common man. Sir, here it says noble cards over 20 miles every day without fail and they grumble. Cause I know that the falling of my boots is all Londoners need to hear and feel safe and secure.
So, fighting crime doesn't appear to come into it, then.
Oh, but sir, just one particular day I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mr. Big Pull-Up would love me being married to a Bobby like me. I wanted to show my dear wife I must take care.
Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly. Oh, what a charming couple the young lovers such a joy to behold. If a little over the top, perhaps. And then Carly describe what happened next. Okay, so we didn't get his hours. I wish we got his hours, because we... Mr. Lawyer, sir, can I ask you something? Oh, yes, of course. What is it? Well, you keep asking us all these questions about everything we've told you, so, seems like you don't believe our testimony. Is that right? Well, out with it! What? Oh, no, it's really not that at all. My husband's a policeman, remember, and I know what I saw. I remember every last detail, everything, oh, I know, about the books the man dropped. I could tell you about the names of every single one I could, every single one. He's playing some Punch-Out over here, and I dare, and you dare to question how reliable my testimony is. Oh, that will do, Miss Beat. No, it won't do at all. That Japanese lawyer has no idea what I'm capable of. You're racist. I mean, you're racist. The objection, stop calling me Japanese, that doesn't matter right now. You don't need to specify that I'm Japanese. Even if I decide to forgive him for insulting us, don't think for a minute that Rolly will. I really don't mean to cause you offense. Please put your husband's face down. Perhaps take this opportunity to supplement yourself, Miss Beat. Let me save really quick. I feel like it hasn't saved in so long. Give it a quick save. Still part 1, wow. This is a long one. Perhaps you'd like to see the testimony supplementary of your testimony, Miss Bait. Might that appease you? Actually, it's not that long, because yeah, okay. Oh, thank you, my lord. That would settle things nicely. Wouldn't it, darling? He doesn't care. Wait, what just happened? Okay, do it then. Do it. I dare you. Yep, we know that there were books dropped off at the scene of the crime, as you say. Those purchased by the accused at the nearby second-hand shop on the day in question. After I'd been to the police box for help, I decided to have a good look over the area for good measure. I'm a proud policeman's wife, after all. I did it for Rolly. And what was your husband doing at the time? Oh, he was lying face down in the snow, getting some well-deserved rest. He works ever so hard, you know. Ever so hard. Don't worry, don't you, my darling. Interesting way of guarding the scene of the crime. Guarding the scene of the crime. Well, Miss Beat, seeing as how you've regulated the court with your tales of powers of recollection, would you be so kind as to recount the titles of the books you've observed of the scene? I'd be happy to. Now, are you listening? There was the picture of Mr. Somebody or Other and What's It Yearnings. I think that's correct. I recall that. Picture of Mr. Lecoq. A meal for Gabbro and Canterbury Yearnings. Then there was a meal for someone, and the last was definitely the you messed up because there are only 3 books. You dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb. You overcounted. Oh, I'm so mad. You see? Yes, I see there are 1 or 2 holes in your memory. Oh, well, they're along the lines, I'm quite sure. There were indeed books found at the scene with titles along those lines, as you put it. Well, what did I tell you? So I think it's very mean the way you've been implying that my testimony can't be trusted. Don't you agree, darling? Whoa! 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 Whoa, 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 whoa. Anyone who would...
Anyone who upsets my dear Patricia will have to answer to me.
Terrifying. Yeah, she really is. What do you mean she? What about him? He had a... Why can everyone bring weapons in here? So, that's it, is it? That's their entire testimony? What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, I hate to admit it, but it really does seem as though Mr. Blah 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 blah. No. You don't give... What are you trying to say? What? What did you just say? What did you say? Oh yeah, I already know that, yeah. We already read this. We just need to present the receipt to them because she noted off 4 books. She did not... There were not 4 books. Wait, no! Alright, I gotta skip through this. That's the one thing I don't like about it. Well, I know. Never mind. It's my own fault. It's my own fault. I'm the scatting man. That's it. No smash. Let's skip through this. Good. Alright, 3, 4, 5. Present. There we go. And now... So I was looking at my phone for a second. We can present this.
Objection!
Gotcha. So, you're saying that there were 4 books? That's right. I remember all of them. The picture of Monsieur... the picture of Monsieur Somebody. What's It Yearnings, A Meal for Someone, and Thing Gummies Something. I'm sorry, Miss Beat. But there's a fundamental flaw in that statement of yours. Oh no, what flaw? Simply that at the scene of the crime, there were only 3 books, not 4. What? This is the receipt from the bookshop where the defendant bought his books. Your books? Yep, and it details Mr. Natsume's purchases that day. But as you can see, only 3 books are listed. Only 3? But no, that can't be. I remember seeing them. There were 4 books, I tell you. 4 dirty old books. Oh, really? Have a good look at this photographic print of the scene of the crime. As you can clearly see from this evidence as well, there were only 3 books. But I just don't believe it. I saw them there, I swear it, I saw them. No, madam, I'm afraid your powers of observation cannot be relied upon. Grr. So it cannot be denied that though you say it was the defendant you saw, you could very well be mistaken. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, no! Oh, they are wearing the same scarf. Oh, hey man. Now, see, he comes in right at the last second. He's like, no, you're stupid. Like, you could say it earlier, please. I like to let you have your moment. It's painfully evident that it is your powers of deduction that cannot be relied upon, my learned Nipponese friend. What? What cannot be denied is that these two witnesses saw the accused running from the scene. A fact that you know very well. You have no hope of disputing. He's got a point. So you've striven to avert attention from that of a dint of some inconsequential discrepancies. Would that be fair? He sees right through me. But your plan has somewhat recoiled against you. What are you talking about? It's quite simple. Let me explain with a toast. Alright, what are the odds that he's gonna break this? I think the odds of him breaking this are 1 out of 5. To the policeman's wife and her entirely accurate testimony in every respect. Oh. You see, the matter is not up for debate. At the scene on Briar Road, a total of 4 books were most definitely found. But what about the photographic print? It only shows 3 books. Well, one could be under her, could be out of the frame. Only 3 can be seen in that print. Yeah, that print? You mean to say... Yep, boom, there we go, 1 out of 5. I guess my odds were too low. Allow me to present another, one that shows the victim's hand. Why is there a bite out of it? Why is there a bite mark out of it? I don't believe it. It's the 4th book. As you will observe, a new photo print. Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're holding back evidence. Hey, man. As you will observe, the 4th book was hidden from view in the original print by the victim's torso. No. No! That's illegal evidence. That's illegal evidence, man. Order. There, you see. Look at that. Look. Yes. I can see it. I'm not blind. It's just like I said, isn't it, my darling?
Yes, sir, but this is how I do it, sir.
Let us study the receipt and the books purchased by the accused on the day in question. Miss B, to the titles once again, if you please. Oh, yes, of course. The picture of Monsieur somebody or other. The picture of Monsieur Lecoq. What? Yeah, what's it? Learnings. Canterbury earnings. A meal for someone. A meal for Gabrielle, in fact. As the court has heard, the witness remembers the book titles flawlessly. Save out a few minor details. Miss Beat's powers of recollection can only be described as exceptional. Did you hear that, Rowley? The gentleman paid me a compliment.
Yes, sir, flawless, sir, Patricia's flawless, sir.
But there are only 3 books in the receipt, and Miss Beat mentioned 4. That has nothing to do with anything. There's nothing surprising about that. Clearly the 4th book is which was shown in the photographic print. It was her book. I'm sorry, counsel, but does that not seem odd? Why should the 4th book be omitted from the receipt? It's not his book, you dumb judge. It's not at all odd, my lord. It's also got a bite out of it. She likes eating books. Yeah, I don't know why there's a bite out of it. That's so strange. As the photograph clearly shows, the 4th book was found in the victim's clutches. In other words, it belongs to the victim. The victim was holding her own book? I wonder what became of that 4th book. Probably ate the rest of it in a coma. Obviously, it wasn't overlooked by investigating officers at Scotland Yard. I have it here as evidence. I'd love to have a look at it. You will submit that this is more evidence that he's holding back. Give it. As you wish. My pleasure, my lord. Alright. Yeah, but give me the book. Book. Thank you. I want to see the bite mark out of the book. Because it was definitely a bite mark. I know that. The prosecution rests. I have nothing further to add. This seems like it'll be a, This seems like it's going to be a little break in the court. You seem surprised, my learned friend, but your resistance until now has been in vain. Entertaining, yes, but futile. The spurious longer route to the accused lodgings that you try to establish in your summation examination, and the attempted discrediting of the witness's powers of recollection in your cross-examination. Futile? I walked right into this, didn't I? You see, everything we said is true. Isn't that right, my darling?
Yeah, oh yes, Pat! Marry me, Pat!
Marry you? What? So perhaps the ladies and gentlemen of the jury would like to reconsider their position. Should the court waste any more time on this Nipponese travesty? Or is it the decision you have to make all too apparent already? You have heard all of the witnesses and seen the evidence. This trial has run its course.
Mr. Naruhodo, I'm afraid we're in a terribly precarious position.
I know, but if I fight back in the wrong way now, I could very well just make matters worse. Let me have a look at this book. Oh, it's book. Burn mark. Burn mark. Burn mark. That's big. That's big. That's massive. That's huge. Massive. This book, it came from that dude's house because there was because that was on the shelf, because they was hiding the shelf and that was on the shelf. It's been burnt badly. You're right. I've never been able to read it in this state, especially not the latter pages. What a terrible waste. Judging from the scorched edges of the paper, I think the damage must have occurred very recently. A book recently damaged by fire. Why does it seem to raise a red flag with me? Yeah! Oh, yeah, we got it. Alright, make matters worse. On the front? Wait, well, yeah, wait a second. Raise an objection. We're gonna, but we gotta check the front, too. So this is the this is the Lion's Pride, too. This isn't even the right book. I saw that earlier. Let me see, a book entitled The Lion's Pride. I'm afraid I don't know any English literature at all, so it wouldn't be something I've heard. Wait a minute, The Lion's Pride? That's strange. I think I've heard of a book by that name before, and very recently too. It's a title I recognize too, Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah. This is from the dude's... Yeah, this is 100% from it. We know that for a fact. Yep. Big. Objection, baby.
Objection!
Yeah, that's right. I'm not done yet. No, my learned friend. It's over. That last cross-examination was your final chance to establish a credible defense. And you failed. How'd she get it? I don't know. I'm thinking the reason why she was in that position was because she got the book and then left. But why did she take it, though? Because it was burned. There had to have been a reason. There's something in that book. There's something about that book. The die has been cast. There's no more room for debate. Well, it might be over as far as you're concerned, but, don't you dare back down from this. I can't think of what to say. The book! I guess that won't prove the... But still, it's getting interesting. If I may, Lord Van Zieks, it seems somewhat boorish to close down the debate at this point. Your insignificant little Eastern Isle may be a lawless hole indeed, for a lowly judicial assistant to have the audacity to intervene at a moment like this. Oh! Oh wait, that was more of a oh. I am, to my shame, still a very inexperienced lawyer. So you will have to forgive me, but I consider my assistant's advice essential and her opinions invaluable. Mr. Naruhodo! One of this land's great guiding principles is tolerance. So, the court will hear you, madam. Go ahead, Mrs. Sato. Please. Very well. Pray, what insight can you give us? We have all overlooked this matter, you see, fit to pursue further. Well, the court has been presented with new evidence, but only after the last cross-examination finished. Yeah. I see. And you believe that this new evidence warrants further examination, do you? Yeah, it does. Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think? It's just possible that this new evidence may be the decisive proof we've been waiting for. The judge is sure to ask the members of the jury to announce their learnings in a moment. Zeke's mind tolerance, not with foreigners. Yeah, because he's a racist pig. You're a racist pig, Van Zieks. And he's also a vampire, too, so he's a racist vampire. Dio! Well, Dio wasn't racist, though. So... And of course, he's sure to ask explanation for what crucial piece of evidence. So we must take this opportunity to examine the newly presented evidence as thoroughly as possible. Well, I already did. I understand, and thank you, Mrs. Sato. This is it. Sato-san has managed to win us one last chance here. I can't let it go to waste. The defense wishes to present evidence, my lord. Yeah. Very well. The defense may present one further piece of evidence. Evidence that apparently offers a profound insight into this case and has hitherto been overlooked. Well, the book, right? Because the book, it's because we've got, yeah, it has to be the book. Has to be the book. The evidence in question is what we can see from the newly presented photographic print of the crime scene. The fourth book found in the victim's hand.
Objection!
What does a book have to do with this?
We have already discussed the fourth book at length. Other than it being the victim's other than it being in the victim's grasp at the time of the incident, no significance has been attached to it. I think not. Pursuing the matter further would be a flagrant waste of the court's time, as you well know. Yes, I'm afraid, counsel, I must concur with the prosecution on this matter. Objection! When I afforded you this opportunity, you led the court to believe that the evidence in question contained a hitherto undiscovered clue. It does. So I must need to elaborate. Yep, I got it. Yeah, you make yourself perfectly clear. Yep. It's Naruto. I believe the prosecution is trying to avoid a thorough examination of the evidence, which means you may very well be on the right track. I think you're right. So, counsel, precisely where is the vital clue to this case? Okay, so, there's the title, because didn't she name a different title than what's here? But I think, because the title doesn't really matter, right? The title doesn't matter. She could have, that doesn't matter. The burn mark, that is what really matters. No, don't, it's been so much that you couldn't read it anymore. That's right, such a pity. And do you see the flaking edges of the burnt pages, Mr. Naruto? I think it's a sure sign that damage occurred recently. Yup, a book damaged in a recent fire. That definitely rings a bell. Yeah, it does.
I'm presenting it.
Hang on. Okay. I would ask the court to look at the back of the book in question. The back? What do you, bite marks? I mean, it looked like bite marks in the picture. The back? What do you... Oh, good gracious, it's been burnt to a crisp. So we have to ask ourselves, why was the victim clutching what is clearly an unreadable book? It is undeniably an extremely unnatural thing for her to have been doing. The victim likes to cook her books before eating them. I think that's it. Actually, my brain is starting to move a little bit. The cogs in there are starting to move around. The gears shifting. I think that book... Could that book... Well, I don't know. This is just an idea. I'm just throwing this out here. What if that book was given to her? Like, what if that was given to her to frame... Like, to frame it on someone else? Like, maybe, I don't know, because we don't know why she would have the book in the first place. We that's completely, that's just up there. Like, we have no idea. Let's just see. Unnatural, you say, and what of it? Oh, were I to concede the point, if it bears no relation to the case, there is nothing to discuss. So, should you wish to assert that this fire damage is some veiled clue as to what happened that day? Yeah. Pray, do enlighten us all. What truth does a charred book hide? I'll tell you. Here come the three options, and I'm gonna do it. Charred book. There's just one possibility here, which I can't quite bring myself to rule out. It's an outside chance, certainly, but worth a try. Alright, I'll explain my theory. Don't keep us waiting any longer than counsel. Explain this theory. What are you suggesting that you can ascertain from the fire damage to this tome? What are you suggesting that you can ascertain from the fire damage this sorry tome has suffered? The shop that sold it. No, the shop didn't sell it. Its owner. We know the owner. Bookivore. Hungry. My lord, the burn on the back of this book reveals a startling truth. The victim is part beaver, yes! But the book's owner. I beg your pardon?
But we already know who this book belongs to. The victim was gripping it in her hand as she fell to the floor. After all, it's obviously hers.
The question of how this book came to be in the victim's hand is yet to be answered. However, as to the questions of who the book really belongs to and where it originated, the defense has very credible answers. Good gracious, how can you possibly... This is the only time where I know for a fact that I'm going to present the right person. Very well, I'll play along with this futile attempt to delay your inevitable demise, but you do remember the members of the jury may well burn you if your little gamble goes awry. Counsel, the defense's response here is very likely to influence the final outcome of this trial. So tell the court, who do you claim is the owner of this burnt book? It's Sasatomi Kotoba, the judicial assistant sent to Britain on a study tour. No, it's him. Unless it's her, but no, it's him.
Take that!
Gotcha. Music stopped. The answer is that the book belonged to the couple who owned the house where the defendant has his lodgings. A certain Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb. The landlords. And whether this is some extraordinary coincidence or some kind of fate at work, I don't know. But, of all the people in London, one of the 6 chosen for jury duty in this courtroom today is none other than Miss Garadeb herself. And she's gonna be very mad because she doesn't want us to know that. Oh my goodness me! I think you must be mistaken, sir. I'm not Mr. Garadeb's wife. I'm his maid. Things would be so much easier if you would just drop the pretense. Alright then, how about a simple question for you? Have you ever seen this book in Mr. Garadeb's house? I would never presume to know all the books he keeps, sir.
Objection!
What now? He's got it. He's gonna throw that. I can see the thing there.
This is outlandish behavior. This woman is the accused landlady, as you say. You implicate this hardworking member of the public. You besmirch her without a shred of evidence. Your actions are unforgivable. This is not mere conjecture. The defense happens to know that on the day in question, at almost exactly the same time as the victim was stabbed on the pavement below, another incident was taking place in the room on the top floor of Miss and Mrs. Garadeb's house. Good lord, what sort of incident, counsel? If the evil spirits Natsume mentioned, I think it might be a fire, my lord. He was playing his darn, I messed it up. He was playing that mixtape real nice, and man, it got a little crazy. First to say, happened to blink an eye, and the whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing. It didn't take long for the fire to spread. Of course, the bally furniture started going up as well. Worst of it is, I lost my favorite, my book called The Lion's Pride.
I forgot he mentioned that completely. A lot of tongue-tying words in this game. You tell me about it. The Lion's Pride. Oh, he's mad. By Jove, Love, Ove, the same title as the subject of this debate. Oh, dear me.
Objection!
This is resignable. All you've told the court is the book by the same name was involved in a fire, in which case it would be reasonable to assume it was burnt to ashes.
Is this what this case is called? The Lion's Pride? Because I completely forgot. I completely forgot what this case is called. Hang on, let me see what it's called. What is it called? Oh no, it's the Clouded Kokoro. I don't know what anything has to do with a Clouded Kokoro. But it's Kokoro. Okay. Reasonable to magically remove yourself from the scene of the crime. Perhaps it would make more sense if I told you that the cause of the fire was a marital discord. Join my Discord server, exclamation point Discord. Without going into details, it appears that Mr. Garadeb was considerably enraged. Apparently, she continued to attack Mr. Garadeb, even amid the flames. Oh, how awful. I can't even imagine being so horrid to the one you love. Can you, Roly?
Absolutely not, sir. I'm a princess who never made to fight against me, sir.
I had all my favorite novels in that case.
As soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh up in smoke. And the fire started hurling things at me. Here I was, back up against the window, under heavy enemy fire. Incendiary books coming 10 to the dozen. Yeah. The manhunter was back up against the window. He had burning books thrown at him. Goodness gracious. Are you suggesting that the book was thrown through a window and landed coincidentally at the scene of the crime?
Objection!
Could have been. Could have been. No. Although thorough investigation of the surrounding area was conducted by the very evening of the incident, and there was no report of the Gerideb's window pane being broken. That's quite true. We also saw no sign of broken glass when we visited the Gerideb household. But it is not conceivable that the window was open at the time, and not even remotely. Let us not forget the season and the chilling weather that accompanies it. No Londoner would even leave a window opener in the middle of winter. Does the defense, postulate the scenario at all? Do you earnestly claim that the book was found at the scene was a flaming projectile thrown by Mr. Gerideb's wife? I believe it's a possibility, my lord. I guess. That's quite enough. Oh. Well, I hope that everyone can see you for what you are now, you foreign trickster. Stop bringing up that I'm from Japan, man. You call yourself a lawyer, but you're just a coward. I mean coward. Really? Claiming that a little tiff set the whole neighborhood alight, honestly. Implying that I'm merely posing as a maid for appearance's sake. How could you? Nothing to do with the beastly case, none of it. All you've done is sully your family's name. No, I assure you, that was never my intention. Dragging your upstanding citizen's name through the mud simply to divert attention to your failing defense. Shut your boxing ears! I should box your ears! That's what I should do, you utterly unforgivable. It's utterly unforgivable. Too right. Here we go. How long have we sat here now, listening to this Nipponese spouting his fancy foreign theories? But, gotta go enjoy the stream. Take care. Alright, thanks for joining. I think I'm gonna end it soon, anyways, after, I think it's near the end now. Of this, part of the trial. But, think about it. At the end of the day, the only person who could possibly have stabbed the victim is that little hunchback with a mustache, and he ran away from the scene, too. I do declare you're right. It's true. Yes, what did I tell you? It makes sense to me. Huh? Sorry, what was that? Well, it would appear that the ladies and gentlemen of the jury are once again in full agreement. What is your position, Lord Van Zieks? In truth, my lord, I feel these have been unnecessarily protracted proceedings. Then again, one must always exercise patience in order to savor the best vintage. No, wait! The mystery of the fourth book still hasn't been... the leg. If books are your predilection, my learned friend, study them on your own time. I've been reading a lot of books on the boat ride over, so joke's on you. What? No forgive the discourtesy this time? Yeah. In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will now state your individual decisions regarding the defendant's culpability to the court to hear.
Guilty!
Yeah, here we go again.
Guilty.
Yep. Back where we begun.
Guilty.
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 Guilty. Bum, 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 bum. Thank you for that unambiguous response. That's twice now. It's over. Miss Naruto, don't give up. Mrs. Hutto? Have you forgotten? The battle isn't over yet. You're not suggesting... Of course. The defense has the right to another summation examination at this point. You can still convince the jurors to change their minds. You can have one more chance. It's still going? My lord, the defense asked to exercise the right to a summation examination. You believe you still have tricks up your sleeve. I don't intend to trick anyone. I intend to recover the truth. This is no time to be downcast. As long as there's a chance, I have to stay strong and determined. Oh no, this is the end. Is it? Okay, here's the end. Man, these
It gets so long. It's crazy. But I am enjoying it. Yeah, I'm gonna save my progress. Boom. Trial part 2. Stuff's getting a little wild.